Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Nuzla Abdul Halim reporting again on the GBV cases. Please make sure to subscribe, comment, like and share this video for more. So as of today, I was planning on emphasizing on the South African cases that have been happening due to we be having issues of maybe the abusers going into hiding, or maybe not being found, or maybe having cases not being reported as usual because of several reasons that I highlighted in the previous video. But before I proceed into South African cases, I'd like us to talk on one of the most tragic incidents that has happened today in Kenya. Following the case in Chuka University where the girl ended up killing her boyfriend, and then talking about cultism, writing 2 letters expressing her guilt and love to her family and to the family of the boyfriend. We've had an incident where a power couple stabbed each other, ending up to the killing or to the death of one of them, which was the guy by the name Collins. So he was found stabbed on his neck. So before people could rush him into the hospital, he was already found dead. And in the case of the woman, she is now currently hospitalized in the hospital in a very critical condition. So the message from everyone who has an access to this news is that we should stop falling in love, which is something, let me say, okay, it would be biased, but let me say that falling in love is a common thing, right? But when you find situations not working for you, just move out. Just let it be. There are several men out there. There are several women out there. You don't have to stick with one man whom you might not align with in terms of thoughts, in terms of emotions, in terms of everything that needs a couple to actually align. So as we move to today's news, which is based in South Africa, we've got several cases. I'll be starting with the reports from the South African people. It is unfortunate, by the way. The report says that in 3 months, just in 3 months, the reports have reported 1,370 cases of rape, which makes it to 15 rapes in a day. That is very unfortunate. And mind you, through these cases, the 1,370 cases, there are several of other cases that have not yet been reported. So this is quite a huge number, and from these numbers, there are still some victims who have not yet received their justice. If we look into some of the abusers, some of them go into hiding. Some of them might be affluent enough not to face the charges of the law. So anyways, let us not base our time on the reports or the statistics. I've got 2 cases, very tragic ones, by the way. One was perpetrated by a teacher, a 37-year-old teacher, and another one by a doctor in Nelson Mandela Bay. So this teacher is expected to show up in a magistrate court because he is believed to lure girls into his den in the name of tutoring. So he kept on gathering students outside the premises of the school, raping them, and then getting away with every crime that he has been doing. So if we look into what the education spokesperson has been saying, he is reported to be dating girls for years, and it is quite unfortunate that none of that has ever been reported or has ever been noticed. So this 37-year-old man, has now been known after a 17-year-old girl ended up confessing or ended up reporting him to the law forces. Now the education spokesperson, is urging the parents, because after these incidents, parents parents are now fuming with fury, all of them ready to march into the schools, ready to take down the teachers and all. So what the spokesperson urges the parents is to avoid the disruption, because even the curriculum cannot do with that kind of marching. So he also claimed that, just as a way of comforting the parents in this incident, he said that the curriculum takes action. Let's hope these curriculums actually take actions, because I think the best way parents can ever do is to continue with the marches, with the protest, and ensure that justice is served to their children. So we are all hoping that his first show up in the magistrate is going to be a good salve for the victims, ensuring that he faces the charges, the right charges for his crimes. Because this, remember, the 17-year-old girl was not his first victim. There are several others, and he's been doing that for years. So I am hoping that he's actually going to face the charges. Moving to the doctor from Nelson Mandela Bay, he was arrested since he raped a 17-year-old girl. I don't know what is wrong with these men and 17-year-old girls, because their ranging is 17, 19, and it becomes even more tragic when they rape 9-month-old girls or maybe boys. Again, with the case of this man, this girl wasn't his first victim. He basically lures them in other ways which cannot be ever suspicious to anyone in the neighborhood or anything, because if you look into his behaviors, I mean, if we get into the breakdowns, it's a girl luring another girl, giving them maybe a booze or an alcohol, and then taking them to his den. He rapes them and then release them. They just go. I mean, he doesn't do any work. Other people do work for him. So this guy, we had this girl, the 17-year-old girl, who was lured by a friend. He was raped in a house. She was raped in a house at Kariega. So this girl was recruited by another girl. Okay, she was given a booze, enjoying life, given small money and all. So this girl says that according to her, on the first night nothing happened to her. Okay, but on the second night she was allegedly raped. When she went back home, her mother tried to notice that she had some unusual behaviors going on. Trying to inquire and all, the girl is not ready to speak about it. So the mother had to start finding out, looking for some ways which she can know why her daughter is actually behaving that way. When she was taken forward, this girl ended up speaking about the cases, and she claimed that on the first night nothing happened to her, but on the second one she was actually raped. So this mother was quite furious, and on the ways of seeking for justice for her daughter, she ended up knowing that another aunt on the same neighborhood with her niece, same instance, same case happened, same situation happened, where she was recruited by a friend, given money, given alcohol, and again on the first night nothing happened to her. Then on the second night she was allegedly raped. So this man is arrested. She is presented to the magistrate courts with the more allegations emerging, because after he was reported, now more girls are going forward, exposing his habits. It's quite tragic. We don't know what to say about this, but pedophilia has become a very common thing nowadays, especially with South Africans. These cases have become even more rampant. Imagine statistics showing that 1,370 cases in just 3 months, making 15 days rapes in a day. And mind you, and remember that in those cases, there are several others that have gone unreported. This is all misfortune. do we say it's misfortune, or I don't know how to say this, because people are just luring girls out in the name of poverty. I mean, giving a girl alcohol or money or any small thing just for you to attain your sexual desires, it is a misfortune. It is. I think every girl out there need to remain fixated, or need to remain firm on their dignities. Let us not be carried away easily by these men just simply because we want something better. We are ready to give up our bodies or anything pertaining with our features. We need to stop that behavior, everyone. These men out there, let us make sure that they are punished. They should be punished. The law forces in South Africa are trying their level best, having even their president taking part into these issues, ensuring that there is deployment of armies into the crime areas so as to combat this issue. Everyone, let us make sure that our dignities are restored. No one should be easily carried by these men simply because of their own self-desires. We should all work towards fighting this thing. Parents, keep on marching. If justice are not served to your kids, keep on marching, keep on protesting. Justice must be served to everyone. Children, if you find another perpetrator maybe doing an abhorrent practice to one of your friends, just make sure that you guide your friend, or make sure that justice is served to your friend. Let us all take part in ending this GBV crisis and create more awareness. Make sure everyone's voice is heard across the world. Again, this is Nuzla Abdul Halim reporting on these GBV cases. Please make sure to support me by clicking on the subscribe button, like button, share button, and comment on my videos for more.